Welcome to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Our show today will feature our 5 state championship qualifiers for our basketball. We'll have our assistant athletic director who's in charge of wrestling for the district, and Mick Wilson will come and talk to us about the basketball tournaments and the spring sports. We'll be right back with Marco Harris from Edison High School. Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Marco Harris, the head boys basketball coach at Edison. Marco, congratulations making the state tournament.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
As you told me before we started today, that's one heck of a rebuilding year.
Yeah, he told me he's in a rebuild, man. It all goes to my guys. They played tremendously well this year, man, and they didn't buy into all the noise that they heard.
You had your regular season schedule. How many tournaments did you play in during the regular season?
I played in 3 tournaments.
3 tournaments.
Yes.
So that would be helpful as you go into postseason play. And so then, with the regional and area and state tournament, that's 3 more tournaments. Yeah. And as a good friend of mine in coaching one time said, the only team that's happy is the one that wins the last game.
That's it. That's the goal.
That's
the goal.
So tell us about the regional.
I think we played Grove first, the first game of regional. We ended up being a good Bishop Kelly team to advance, to win the regionals. We played a good Booker T team to win the area. They was number 1 at the time. I thought my guys did a great job competing. Unfortunately, they weren't rewarded for their great work, but we're not done. We're excited to go down and compete for state and hopefully bring home that gold ball you just talked about.
It is unfortunate on many levels. One, because of the way it was seeded by coaches. And secondly, really, when you stop and think about it, it would be better for Tulsa Public Schools if we didn't have 2 schools playing each other the first round.
Yes, but that's what happened when you let coaches seed it.
Right.
You can seed it the way you would like it. I'm quite sure the guys who seeded didn't want to play Booker T or myself. So
I guarantee
if we can put those 2 together and send one of them home, it makes it easier for the other side to win. But it's part of it. You have to beat every team to win state, and that's what we're prepared to do.
In the end, you got to take care of your kids.
That's it.
That's the whole thing. So you get to the area and play Booker T. Where'd you play that?
Where did we play him? We played him in Owasso.
In Owasso.
Yeah, great game. Went to overtime, man. Like I say, hats off to Eli Brown and Booker T. Great team, great school. So it was a great game, man, and we're fortunate enough to get the win that night.
Eli has done a good job.
Yeah.
He was a coach at Central when I came to work as the director of athletics for the district. And one of the best experiences that we had during that time was that Central and McLain played each other for the state championship.
Wow.
And I remember writing down with Dr. Bowlin, the superintendent, and I said, well, Dr. Bowlin, this is really a great thing, because we know we're going to get a silver and a gold.
Yeah.
So it was good, but he won the gold, and so it was a good week. So as you prepare for the state tournament, now you've played all these games, and you've gone through the gauntlet of good teams, and now you turn around and you got to play Booker T the first round.
Yes.
How are you going to beat Booker T?
We got, first of all, limit our turnovers. Booker T is a team that likes to pressure you. They do a great job doing that. So if we can limit our turnovers, man, take care of the ball, I think we give ourselves a great chance to win the game. And we're excited about it. I was going to say we think we can beat Booker T. We know we can beat Booker T as well. They beat us as well this year too. So it should be a great game. But we're excited about the opportunity, and we look forward to compete.
This is a rubber match, I guess.
It's a rubber match.
Yeah, get in there. Well, as you look at that and think about your kids, they've got to be excited.
They are, man, because I have one kid returning that actually started played varsity minutes. I have another kid that had minimum varsity minutes. Besides those 2, all my guys are new to varsity, man, and they've done a tremendous job buying in and working hard, man. And I can't say enough about them because, like I say, no one gave us a chance going in. They still don't give us a chance. We won the area and they seed us 6. So I was born and raised in East St. Louis. If it didn't teach me nothing, it taught me how to fight and how to never give up and not to be afraid of anything. So we're ready to go.
Well, that's good. Who is your 2 or 3 key players that will have to do well in the state tournament?
Well, we're led by Jeremiah Johnson. Great kid, man. He leads us in scoring and rebounding. I think if Moses Miller can give us a presence on the inside, we'll be just fine. That opens up for Cooper Fallings, who's a lights out shooter. So those are 3 that we really need to get going. But it's a team effort, man. At any given night, we done had at least 7 different guys lead us in scoring. So we don't mind who gets the points. We just want to win the game. So I can give you those 3 names, and it may be 3 other guys. So it's a good team effort, and I have a great group of guys who plays well together.
You know, I've always said you win championships by someone who plays better than you ever thought they would.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the one guy you think, why? My goodness. But, well, I tell you what, I'm really proud of the Edison Eagles. You've done a good job in your first year there.
Thank you.
I know that they'll be excited. Raymond and Clay and everybody over there is ready to go.
We're ready to go. Yeah.
And so you play, let's see, you play at what time?
10:30. 10:30 tomorrow morning.
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
Breakfast Club.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Somebody will be home for lunch.
Yes. Hopefully it won't be us.
That's right. That's right.
I think they think the same, hope the same thing. So.
I'm sure. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hopefully we have you back and you bring that gold ball up here for us.
Sounds like a plan to me.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey Tulsa, we have a crushing recycle play of the day for you. Team Johnson versus paper and cardboard.
They're starting off slow today, probably trying to figure out what to do with those styrofoam plates, since they're not recyclable.
There's the big play we were waiting for. Boom! Completely empty cardboard boxes dunked in the cart. Score big by recycling your cardboard and paper. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hales means that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and now we have Carlin Adkism, head girls basketball coach of the Rogers Ropers. Well, Carlin, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for having me too.
It's always good to go to the state tournament.
It feels great.
You know, when you know that you're one of the 8 best in the state in your class, it's an achievement for the coaches and the student athletes who have worked to get there. How many times have you been to state tournament?
We've been the last 5 out of 6 years.
That's not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, I think this is the 3rd straight. I think 3 straight.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Well, you're not rebuilding then. You're just.
I think we're kind of just
reloading,
regrouping. Yeah.
How are your young kids this year, JVs and that?
You know, we have some young girls that's coming up that's been in the gym working hard and things like that. So we're not looking too bad.
Good. Well, let's talk about how you got to the region through the regular season.
Just starting off with our district. It's a tough district. I believe it's the toughest district in 5A. You have Sapulpa at the top. Coweta finished in 2nd. We finished in 3rd. Behind us was McAllister. And then you had Holland Hall and Durant. And every night it was just a good game. And you just had to come with your A game every night. Mm-hmm. And we took our bumps and bruises early on in the season in our district. And we went to a Tahlequah tournament. And believe it or not, the same teams was in there with McAllister, and we actually played. Booker T was in there, and our next tournament was the McAllister tournament. So we've played McAllister and the teams in our district at least 2 or 3 times, and so And you know, if you look at our record, it kind of speaks for that.
Well, it's good to play a tough schedule.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good tough schedule.
Yeah.
I've talked to the coaches about how the seeding was done. You know, we go to districts, so we eliminate the human factor, and then we get to the playoffs and put it right back in.
I'm not sure how that worked out.
Well, you know, what I heard was, what I understood was that the basketball committee, made up of coaches, decided they wanted to have input, and who got in and who didn't. And I tell you, I would be opposed to that.
Yes.
But you know, I think they know it's their team and their sport. But I just anytime you put the human element.
Yeah, it just seems like we played area for no reason.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, we just really played it for no reason because all that went out the window. Yeah.
Well, so you get to the region. Who do you beat in the region?
We played East Central first. We was at Booker T's region, and they played against Durant, and then we met in the regional championship against Booker T. And I knew there was going to be a tough matchup for us. You know, we prepared hard for them, and we already had seen them once in the Telequad tournament, and so we were familiar with each other, and it just kind of worked out in our favor at the end.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you go there and you win, and you move on to the area.
Yeah, we move on to area with a tough opponent again, playing Sapulpa for the third time, and it was a back and forth game, and you know, it was just great high school basketball game. It was both teams fought hard, and we just came up on a victory at the end of it.
That's good. So, well, who are some of the key players that got you to this state tournament this year?
I'll start with our senior, Nellie Simmons. She's our only senior this year, and she has just made a huge progress over the season, even over her high school career. She's gotten better every year, and now she's able to anchor our defense and make it tough for opponents to score inside. And next we have, just a talented young lady, probably one of the talented girls I've ever coached, and Sanaya Morrison. I believe she's averaging 24 points and 9 rebounds right now, and she's amazing to watch, and I love she's on our side. And followed with her is Lindsay Overstreet, our point guard, who just really takes control and getting us in and out of our sets, and kind of the more vocal player on the court. And late on addition we had was Kamari Lomack. She came on and started playing the second semester, which kind of propelled us into onto the journey we're on now.
Excellent. 9 p.m.
Yeah.
For Lloyd Noble Center.
I'm sure you'll be asleep, right?
Yeah, no.
You ain't gonna be asleep, okay.
But that is a late night.
Yeah.
And to apprehend those kids and keep them under control in a different environment is always.
Yeah, we just kind of push our routine a little back a couple hours as far as eating, and so they won't just get tired or anything like that, get lazy. So we'll push a little routine back. And
how do you match up with Coweta?
I think we match up well. We played them twice, and they beat us less than 5 points both times. And a good team, well coached. We just, if we play our basketball game, we play the right way, I think we'll be okay.
Well, I hope we have you back in 3 or 4 weeks with a gold ball to show us.
Yeah, I wish so too.
That would be fantastic.
That would be great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is looking to defend their title against aluminum and steel cans.
Bob, most people think of the kitchen for this opponent, but aluminum and steel cans, like empty shaving cream cans, also play extremely well in bathrooms all over Tulsa. That was nothing but bin, Bob.
Wow, right into the bin. Team Johnson has buttoned up another win. Score big by recycling your aluminum and steel cans. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field, and that it's the littlest things that will make all the difference in the long run.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person
because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with. Not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Randy Rutherford, the head boys basketball coach of the McLain Titans. Randy, congratulations.
Thanks, Gil. Appreciate it.
Getting the state tournament is always a great achievement for your kids and your school and yourself.
Oh, it's always a great opportunity for the community to come together and the kids to get an experience that, you know, there's only going to be 8 teams in our class who don't get that experience.
And it doesn't happen every year.
Doesn't happen every year, that's for sure.
And so as you went through the regular season, was there a point, or did you know that you were headed to the state tournament?
Well, we knew from the work we did in the summertime and getting to Christmas break was going to be our challenge, because we had 2 big tournaments that we had to go play some ranked teams and some good teams. And so we went out and played really well in those tournaments, and we ended up going 6-3, which was really well compared to in the past. And that's put it on a path now. We haven't lost since we lost that last game to 6A Sand Springs in January.
Isn't that something? So you're winning. Everybody's excited, and you get ready to go through that gauntlet in 4A, where you have district, which means nothing.
Nothing, really.
And then you have regional and area. Tell us about your district.
Well, our district, unfortunately, we didn't get to host, so we ended up going to Verdigris. And we had a bye, so we played the winner out of Miami and Verdigris, and we ended up playing Verdigris the first night. Ended up beating them by double figures, so we got through that.
And then you go to region.
Then region, we ended up having to play Muldrow, and truth be known, the head coach there was one of my teammates at Oklahoma State. So we played Muldrow and beat them at Verdigris, and then we had to move on to the next game. We had to go play Fort Gibson.
Where did you play them?
We played Fort Gibson at Verdigris as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we had to play 2 games there, and we got through both of those, and then we had to move on to area, which was out at, where was it at? Toward Oklahoma City. I just went blank on that.
Yeah, you had to travel.
Yeah, Stroud. I had to go to Stroud.
Yeah. And how was that experience?
Stroud was good. We played there last year, didn't do so well, but this year was one of those things that we knew what to expect going in there. It was a really nice arena, and we had to play Inola.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they're a senior late team, really good team, and playing really well. And then something happened in the fourth, and 14-point lead evaporated, so we have to go to overtime. And we had to get 3 stops in 16 seconds to get a chance to go to overtime, and we did, and ended up winning by 5 or 6 in overtime.
Charles Barkley is a good coach. You know, Coach Barkley.
Yeah, I've known him for a long time.
He was one of our guys at Northeastern, and then his son played there when I was the athletic director at Northeastern. So
yeah, he's a really good guy. He was friends with my high school coach.
He's a I guarantee he's a Northeastern guy. There's
no
question
doubt
about that.
Yeah.
But, so anyhow, so now you're in the state tournament, and you play Anadarko at 6 o'clock at the Big House, and how do you match up with Anadarko?
Well, it's a good matchup for us. I think our size and our speed will be the advantage. They play really hard. They got really good hands, and they're gonna be solid. So we're gonna have to play a good game to pull it out. But I think we're a little bit better than them.
How's their size and your size compared?
Our size is going to be the advantage. I don't think they can cover us inside. We got multiple guys we can post up with our guards. So we look forward to the challenge, but we know we're going to have to play a really 32 minutes because there's no team. Every team's in the state tournament is really good.
Oh yeah. It's you don't get there by forfeit. You have to
earn it.
Yeah.
You know.
So, are you surprised you're in the state tournament?
I'm not surprised we're in the state tournament. I'll tell you a funny story with our guys. When we lost our first game to Sand Springs, they were all sad in the locker room, and we were like, "What are you guys sad about?" It was like, "We lost." And I was like, "What? You thought we was gonna go undefeated?" They were like, "Yeah." And we were like, "Well, we didn't." And you know, truth be told, we lost 3 games by a total of 8 points to all 6A schools. So they had a better idea than we did at the time.
Mm-hmm. No, that was good. That was really something. As you, what does this mean to your program to be able to be in the state tournament?
I think what it means is that we've built a culture and done it the right way. And the kids that have been with us from day one understand that there's no shortcuts. And everybody's held to the same standard, and you got to meet that standard. So I think it's to push us in the right direction going forward. For younger kids want to come play at McLain, knowing that you're going to get the opportunity to go to state tournament and you're going to be coached well and have a chance to go to college.
Well, the thing I like is that you really emphasize the academic portion of that.
No doubt. Our guys probably carry the highest GPA in over a 3.0 as a team. We're big on being a leader in the classroom, being a leader in the building, and don't be a follower. And our guys, you know, they take heart to that and they do a great job of that.
Oh, I used to tell mine, you sit on the front row and pay attention.
Old school. Sit on the front row and you can't be accused of doing nothing but learning.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. Well, Randy, congratulations. I'm so glad for you guys and your players, and wish you luck as you get started tomorrow.
I appreciate it.
And hopefully we'll have you back with a gold ball that says 4A state champion.
That would be great.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against one tough competitor, glass.
That's right, only glass bottles and jars are recyclable. Don't even think about sinking a drink in glass or mirror. Always good to empty your glass bottles and jars before recycling.
These two get it, emptying both bottles from far out, and they remove the lids. Score big by recycling your glass bottles and jars. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Rabu Leyva, the head girls basketball coach of the Booker T. Washington Hornets. Rabu, state tournament.
Great place to be.
Only place to be the first week of March. Well, as you look at your schedule, kind of an up and down season. You had some wins and some losses, and you know that happens. And,
yeah.
But tell us how you got to the regional tournament with the regular season, and then we'll go through the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with the first years being districts, and now coaches' rankings don't matter. I on purpose scheduled us as hard a tournaments as we could possibly get into. So we're very fortunate to be invited to TOC. Love that experience. We played in the Tahlequah tournament. We liked that one because we knew Tahlequah, even though they're in our district, is another 5A team that I think is one of the best 8 teams in the state. So we're going to play them early. And then we went to the Sophia Cunningham Classic, playing some of the best teams. Some great teams from that area, some multiple Division I players. So we got to see a lot of different styles in our regular season. And obviously, playing our district games, we finished second in our district to Tahlequah, and then went into the playoffs.
So you got there, and you were excited about being a 2.
Oh, the game plan is always host regionals. If you host regionals, right, no matter what the ranking is, if you host regionals, you got a chance.
Play at home.
Get to area. Get a little bit lucky and get to state. That's kind of the formula we tell the girls at the beginning of the season.
So as you get ready to gear up for the playoffs, who are some of the players that got you to that point?
I mean, no doubt. We got to start with Markayla Johnson, a Baylor commit. She leads us in scoring, leads us in second in rebounding, assists, steals, and she just does a great overall job for us. Works hard every day, shows up and works hard. And then our 3 guards with Markayla, Ryan Mayberry, Tierra Owens, Kylan Johnson Cooper, all 3 of them on any given night can give us points. They can guard. They do a good job of recognizing whose night it is. You know, when you have in today's game, everybody thinks it's their night. You know, but yeah. I tell the girls, we don't play tennis, we don't play golf. You need a team to win these games. So they've done a good job. Hey, it's your night. I'm giving you the ball. Or, I've got the mismatch. Now I'm going to take it. And then Bailey Braxton anchors us in the middle, 6'3". She has a lot of family tradition at Booker T, but she's kind of writing her own story this year. Mm-hmm. She actually leads us in rebounding. Our biggest talker on the court, kind of quarterbacks our defense. And just we wouldn't be where we're at with any one of those 5 individuals to help us get where we're going.
Well, that's great. As you look at preparing for the state tournament, you go into the region, and tell us about your region.
So, Rich, we start off with Durant, which them being on the other side, hadn't seen them and hadn't really played a common opponent. But I tell the girls, there's no bad teams and nobody wants to go home come playoff time. So you're going to get everybody's best shot because nobody wants their season to end. So Durant gave us a good game. So we ended up winning by like 15, but it was close throughout. And then we played Rogers in the regional finals. And Rogers, I think that game we shot 3 for 14 from the free throw line.
Oh.
And, a close game. And I don't want to take anything away from Rogers. They played, I tell my girls, never make excuses. The team that wins when the buzzer goes off was the better team that night. You shake their hands and you say, great job. So kudos to them. They played a really good game, but it gave us a refocusing on A, we got to do the little things right over and over and over again. And then B, thank God we were hosting our regional.
Right.
So we turn around and win the regional championship, have a chance to go to area.
There you go. So you win the regional championship.
The Constellation, regional Constellation, yes.
Constellation. And you go to area.
Yes, sir.
And who do you play in area?
We get Durant again. they work, because with the new format, they work their way back up, which is a little bit different. And then we play Bishop Kelly in Sapulpa. And they gave us a really good game. So we beat Bishop Kelly, we beat Durant, and then we have end up playing Tahlequah in the area Constellation Championship. And that game was Tahlequah had beaten us 3 times previously, once in their tournament, and they won our conference. Very good team, very well coached. They play 6 seniors. So I told my girls, hey, they're not going to just lay down and be like, oh, so glad we got this far. You have to really battle them and fight them for it. But I think that by us losing to Rogers and getting those 2 wins, we were able to build a little momentum and come back and win that game.
Boy, you were down 16 in the first half.
Down 22 in the third.
Yeah.
So, but we've been, as a team, we read this book called Energy Bus. We talked a lot about to the girls, stay on the bus. No matter what the crowd's saying, no matter what, just stay on the bus. So that's kudos to the girls, because only a team can, you can't make your team do that, as you know. No. They've got to decide, you got to build up enough trust. They decide, hey, we're staying on the bus. And they did a great job. We're watching film, and they did a great job of sticking to the game plan, even though we're down. Tahlequah made like 70% in the first half from 3. And then we just kept with it, started pressing, and able to come back.
In this last 30 seconds, tell us about Midwest City.
Well, they're the clone of Booker T on the Oklahoma City side. They're going to get after you full court, man-to-man. They're a well-coached team. They play tough. We're excited to see them because we think we match up well with them. But there's no easy teams in state. I told my girls it's going to be a good night, knockdown, drag-out fight, and hopefully we can come out on top.
That's the best 18 in the state.
Exactly, yes.
There you go. Well, congratulations
Thank you.
on being in the state tournament, and we'll certainly hope you can bring that gold ball back here and
absolutely
do it again at the end.
I hope so.
After spring break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is looking to defend their title against aluminum and steel cans.
Bob, most people think of the kitchen for this opponent, but aluminum and steel cans, like empty shaving cream cans, also play extremely well in bathrooms all over Tulsa. That was nothing but bin, Bob.
Wow, right into the bin. Team Johnson has buttoned up another win. Score big by recycling your aluminum and steel cans. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
I feel like athletics is so important at Tulsa Central because it's an outlet for some of our kids there. They get a better opportunity to basically give back to our community.
At McLain, the sports is what mainly drives a bunch of the students to come to school every single day and work hard because they want to be able to come from the classroom to the field or the court and show at what they're good at.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Eli Brown, the head boys basketball coach at Booker T. Washington. Eli, congratulations on going to the state tournament.
Thank you.
Always a tremendous boost for your program, for your school.
Absolutely.
Everybody's excited, and they have both boys and girls.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
It's exciting for both programs to go back-to-back to the state tournament. It's a lot of buzz around the building right now with both programs. Coach Leyva's doing a marvelous job with those girls, and they get to go back and try to, do something that they hadn't done in a while, and the same for us as well. This is our 3rd year in a row, and so we think that 3rd time's a charm, hopefully, but it won't be easy.
No, well, they're all good.
Absolutely.
That's why they got there, and
yes.
There's 24 others who wish they were there, and
absolutely.
they're not. So, tell us about your regular season, district games, that type of thing.
So this is the first year we were involved in district play. It had its ups and downs, but we ended up 14-0 in district, winning the district, number one in that district. Collinsville was number 2 in our district, and they were really good team. Edison does a really good job. District play was fun because we got to play a lot of teams that we haven't seen ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've never coached at Claremore, at Pryor,
Right.
at Collinsville. You know, so some of those places I had never been as a coach, and so it was unique for our players and the staff as well. And it was a fun experience, though. It was a really fun experience to do something different.
You know, I think it was good for TPS to have those people come into our gyms and
Absolutely.
our facilities to see what we have, and that the stereotype that they feel, you know.
Oh, I know.
When I first got here in 2012 as the executive director of athletics, I'll never forget, we start football season that September, and I get these phone calls. Now, is it going to be safe for me to go to East Central? I said, well, I'm going.
Right.
What do you think?
Right.
You know, I said, what, you guys?
Yeah.
You know, and I said, well, shoot, I feel safer on the campus at East Central than I do downtown Tulsa.
Right, absolutely.
I mean, you know,
Absolutely.
so to get that opportunity to play and have them see the Hive,
Right,
you know,
it's
which
really
is
good.
a different place. And
Oh, yeah.
With the student body that you have is fantastic.
It's unbelievable.
They get after both things.
Oh, they do. They're unparalleled, man. It's a really good fan base, really good student body, really good historical fan base as well.
Yeah.
So it's a really special place.
I've told people more than once, Eli, I said, I wish that all the schools that we had in our district could just go over and see a pep assembly.
Right, right.
You know, at Booker T.
Right.
And the involvement of the student body and everything. I said, it's amazing. And then, of course, then on game night with the alumni that all come back. And
Yeah.
Now, some of them are experts. And,
most of them are experts. They know exactly what has to happen.
Right, exactly. And so anyhow, so you get through the regular season, first time for districts, and you go to regional. Who do you play?
So first round we had Claremore, I believe. No, I'm sorry, we had McAllister, and they were young, just like we were young, and we ended up beating them. I thought that they were a really competitive team and will be really competitive here moving forward. Then we had the next night we had Claremore, Coach Nolan. Tommy does a really good job, man. I mean, they play fast, they play hard. One dribble, get off of it. They shoot it well, and we had played them twice already. Won both matchups, but we knew that they were playing better. They had gotten some seniors back that were injured, and it was a good game in the first, way through the second as well. Halftime we're up 14. Third quarter we made some adjustments, and 31-7 run in that quarter, put the game on ice, and so that got us our regional championship. Then we go to area and play Edison, which we had already played once in the Bishop Kelly tournament. And Coach Harris and I've really watched him from the time we scrimmaged them in November through getting ready to play them. And I thought that they had changed so much in a good way. The things that he was doing, his rotation was cut down. Guys were playing within their roles, and they were clearly defined roles. And I just thought he was doing a really good job. And he ended up beating us in that area championship game in overtime. And I thought that was, they showed me what I had been seeing throughout the course of the year in their continuous improvement. And so they're primed and ready to go now in the state tournament as well. And so we ended up losing that game, and the very next night having to play Memorial, a longtime rival of ours. We hadn't played Memorial in a while, and so it was unique to play them for the first time under those circumstances.
Yeah.
And we ended up beating them to go to the state tournament. And so we had to go through 2 TPS teams, and we still got to go through one on tomorrow.
I was going to say, how do you match up?
Well, it's going to be a fun game. I mean, 3 times in 1 year is always going to be a good game. I don't expect either team, whoever wins, will win by a significant margin. I expect it to come down to the wire. We know each other very well at this point, so it should be a physical, tough, and fun game.
Well, 10:30 is a breakfast club, isn't it?
Oh my gosh! The good thing about us is that we usually have what we call breakfast club 3 times a week for our players to come up and work out and shoot and do all those things. So they're used to getting up and being there at 6 o'clock in the morning. So
excellent.
We hope that works in our favor.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And hopefully you'll bring back a gold ball.
That's the goal, man. I wish everybody good luck, though.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, Tulsa, we have a crushing recycle play of the day for you. Team Johnson versus paper and cardboard.
They're starting off slow today, probably trying to figure out what to do with those styrofoam plates, since they're not recyclable.
There's the big play we were waiting for. Boom! Completely empty cardboard boxes dunked in the cart. Score big by recycling your cardboard and paper. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
I love Will Rogers Athletics because it helped me physically, spiritually, and emotionally through all the journeys I've been through at that school. All of the support staff helped me a lot, and it's just an amazing school.
Athletics at Will Rogers changed my life because it became a second family. With the support of my coaches and teammates, it's helped me gain confidence, work as a team, and will help me in college and in life.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Marlon Houston, Assistant Athletic Director, who supervises the wrestling programs. And Marlon, implementation of this program has been your deal. When you came down to the Education Service Center, that was the primary job that they were looking for you to do. So how do you feel after this period of time that you've had to evaluate the program? And you started out with your middle school programs. We didn't have middle school wrestling before. So let's talk about that transition, and then we'll transition into the high school program.
Yeah, no doubt. This will be year 2. Year 1 for the wrestling was the middle school. Obviously, then we added more programs this year, year 2. But year 1 was for us at the middle school was a great success, having wrestling at every school site. And getting out there and recruiting kids and working with coaches and athletic directors to recruit kids, did a really, really good job. Our numbers was very, very good. And this year, since I moved into high school, I had to concentrate more on the high school. We didn't lose a lot of numbers, but the numbers for our middle school programs was about the same. I think they functioned on a higher level because it was year 2. Mm-hmm. They had schedules to follow. There was little procedures, and we had some returning wrestlers there, and just more of awareness for our middle school wrestlers. And this past year, we even had some teams venture outside the traditional middle school schedule to a highly tough tournament like the junior high state tournament, which is not sanctioned, but the majority of our big wrestling programs go there. And so that was really good and exciting. And a lot of our kids wrestled in the summer. They did freestyle, so they got to add to their expertise, and I think that's going to be a growing number for us this year. And they went to wrestling camps. So, the sides of our junior high programs being healthy is there. The year 3, I'm going to get back down into junior high and try to revitalize some of that now that we have our high school going. And now we got one machine going, the second machine going. Now we need to get them all to work together. So pretty excited about our middle school programs. And the administrators at the school sites are excited.
Good.
And that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Get everybody on board.
Do you hold matches at the middle schools?
Well, last year what we did, we held matches at one school, but we'd invite 4 to 5 teams.
Yeah.
And that was really good because you got to have all the teams there. The crowd seemed better, but I wanted to marry them a little more with their high school. So what we did this year is if East Central was wrestling Webster or Edison, then East Central Middle School would also wrestle the same night at the same location against that school. More of the traditional duels. Traditionally, if the high school's wrestling a school, their junior highs will participate. And so we've had our junior high boys and girls with the high school boys and girls. So that helps build that relationship between the high school coaches, your junior high coaches, especially on the campuses where they don't share the same campus. And I think the outcome was just as good. It was just as good. So we're excited about that. And next year, we definitely want to increase the participation in those areas, especially with the outer districts. So that'll work.
Yeah, that's good. When we were really trying to pump up our middle school program, we would wrestle JV match on one mat, junior high match on the other one, and then drag the big one in the center for the varsity match. So we had them all there that night. All the parents were there. The student athletes were there. It was big, and it really promoted the wrestling. It did well for us. So you got your middle school program on its way. How many schools?
We have 10 of our schools. All middle schools are wrestling. We do co-op throw with Memorial.
Right.
So total of 9 teams, boys and girls.
Excellent. And about how many student athletes do you have?
Well, in our middle school program, we averaged about 200, and like I said, that number was kind of stayed the same this year. Now with our high school program, we had close to 300, and we had about 40% increase from the year prior.
Good.
Especially on the girls. The girls' numbers that doubled inside. Our girls' program has really been good.
Good. Are there any specific rules that are different for junior high than there are middle school than it is for high school about weight control and all that kind of thing?
They follow the same weight protocols. For the high school, it's a lot more strict once they get certified. But the junior high programs, they do go ahead and certify, so they make sure that the weight cutting is healthy and falls up under the guidance of the National Federation rules. So, yeah, there's a difference there as the weight cutting. And as far as the matches go, obviously the junior high matches are shorter than the high school matches.
I'm sure Steve Freebus is all over that certification.
Oh yeah, Steve, he didn't write the book, but I guarantee you he could duplicate it.
He can tell you, yeah. Well, thanks for coming today. We didn't get into high school, but we'll do that at another time.
Oh yeah, maybe we can bring some people by.
Glad to hear the junior high program is on its way. I think that's excellent for the high school program.
Yes.
In the long run. We'll have you back when we talk about the high school.
Oh yes, sir.
We'll be back after these messages.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against a tough competitor, plastic.
Don't trust those numbers on the bottom. You have to stick to what you know. Only bottles and jugs found in the kitchen, bath, or laundry. They're quick to pick up. And empty those bottles before sinking that shot.
Always empty your bottles before recycling. Score big by recycling your plastic bottles and jugs. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. In our last segment today, we're going to talk to Mick Wilson, the Executive Director of Athletics for the Tulsa Public Schools, and we're going to discuss the 5 teams that we have in the state tournament and look at the logistics of that. And one of the things that's really sad, I think, for us is that we've lost this tournament to Oklahoma City.
It is. It's we got spoiled for so long, Gil, being having 5A and 6A playoffs here in Tulsa at the Mabee Center. Of course, now you have to pay for travel, you have to pay for overnight expenses, meals, different things, and that's things that our schools budget for. And of course, we have to, from our side, budget for transportation and making sure that we get all of our kids transported safely and make sure we get them to their events on time and things like that. So it's a little more challenging, but one thing about it is I think our teams the last couple of years have really enjoyed being at Lloyd Noble. I know it takes a bad rap sometimes that it's older and some things like that, but of course the University of Oklahoma puts on a good event and our kids enjoy being on the campus at OU. So there's some excitement about that as well. So it's good from the kids' standpoint. I think our kids enjoy it. Obviously kids like staying out of town and going on trips. So that part of it, it makes for a nice experience that we know that our kids are having a good time. But from the budgetary standpoint, we have to make sure that we're prepared to stay either one day or all 3 days.
Yeah.
So, that's something that we plan on. But again, excited for our teams. It's a great opportunity for our kids and our coaches and our schools to go and have a good time.
Is this a 5-year contract? Or
I believe it is. We'll be there at least 2 more years before that goes out to bid again. And I don't know with the way that things are with the Mabee Center, if they're interested, hopefully they will be again. Again, I know there's been some changes there, but maybe even the BOK Center would throw their hat in the ring to be a part of that as well. But again, we never know till that bidding time comes around. So it'll be an interesting time.
It was good for Tulsa. It was good for Tulsa Public Schools to be able to play them here, and good for our fans to be able to watch the games.
As a coach, you always enjoy when your kids have a chance to sleep in their own beds at night and get some good rest rather than being on the road and having kids maybe engage in some nonsense or do something silly and not be dedicated to their team. But again, most kids get this far because they put the work in, and so they're going to get good night's sleep and they're going to be there to participate and have a good time. So you don't worry. You worry a little bit about that, but you know that to get this far that they have to put in the time to be prepared.
Well, let's look at the bracket. We got the McLain Titans playing Anadarko at a 6 o'clock game at the Big House in Oklahoma City.
We've been a little past due to get McLain boys back into the state tournament. They've been close. We've lost some heartbreakers the last few years. Randy Rutherford does such a great job with our program and our team there that they've definitely earned this. They've got an unbelievable record. They won a lot of really close games this year, which is a testament to his coaching and to the experience of the seniors. They know how to win close games. So I think they're going to come out and really make a statement first round. They really guard you, and of course Randy plays that style that Coach Sutton taught him. So they'll be in the game no matter what, up or down. They're going to be right there with an opportunity to win at the end.
Well, they'll play hard. I know that.
No, there's no question about it, and they're going to really guard you. So I think Anadarko doesn't know what they're in for yet with the type of defense that they're going to see with McLain.
I feel so good for him because I know we know what he inherited when he got there and what he's done both academically and athletically.
No question. The kids are disciplined, they play hard, and they really, really try to perform and do the things that he asks out of them, whether it's on or off the court. And again, real praise to him and Jamar Louie both, being able to have good influence on those kids and be able to, because we have some kids on that team that are going to go play somewhere else next year, so to be able to help the kids elevate their status as well academically has been really a testament to what they've done.
Well, let's move to the 5A girls. We have Rogers playing Coweta at 9 p.m. at the Lloyd Noble Center.
Well, again, what a great program that Coach Adkism, Carlin Adkism, has built there with our Rogers girls, being highly competitive, being able to get and attract good talent to his program, and then put them in a position to be successful, to be competitive, and again to be one of the top tier teams in the state. I mean, over the last 5 or 6 years, the Rogers girls are probably one of the winningest programs in the state. They've been right there year in and year out, and Coach Adkism does a good job, and the girls play hard. And again, when you talk about being successful on the court, they're also successful off the court. Those girls do real well academically. And I think we'll see a really good game out of them. I think they're familiar with Coweta. I can't remember this year how many times they have played, but again, I know that Rogers will be prepared and play with a lot of confidence on that first round game.
I think they played twice. Coach said during his segment today, and that both games were with 5 points difference. So.
The problem with that game is it's at 9 o'clock, and that's almost past my bedtime. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to stay awake and then won't have to ask me to leave at the end of the game because I'm asleep in the bleachers.
Sleep in the bleachers, right, exactly.
Hopefully it'll be a good game and keep me awake, but I'm sure that they'll do a great job. And again, playing that nightcap, that 9 o'clock game could sometimes be a challenge.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's interesting too that as good as Rogers has been, to be in that side of the bracket, they're playing El Reno. Now El Reno has been number 1 all year, and you would think that would not occur, but one of the things that the coaches are really kind of upset about is the way the brackets are proceeded for the state tournament.
Yeah, there's been a lot of controversy around that in the last few days. I think that there may be some misunderstandings, or maybe you don't want to cast the blame on any one person or entity, but they didn't feel like it was very well communicated to them the way this was going to work. And I do think that we probably need to re-examine that moving forward. I think the way, if you want to get a true ranking, is to rank them maybe the week before the playoffs start, and then look at that once the playoffs conclude and you're down to your final 8, and you'd say, well, what about folks that are unranked? Well, they would probably come in just like you would in the NCAA tournament. They would be an unranked team would be a lower seed or an 8 seed or a 7 seed, something like that. So I think there's some things that can make that better, and that would be one thing I recommend, is seeding them before, one time doing a ranking before the playoffs start, and then as you go through the playoffs, then your higher seeds obviously would come through the tournament. But seeding is so important in the tournament, as you know, Gil. It's huge, and unfortunately, in this situation for us in the 5A boys, which we haven't talked about yet, is going to be it came into play because, again, we've got 2 of our schools playing in the first round, which is not the ideal for Tulsa Public Schools, because we feel like both teams have a legitimate shot of making a serious run.
You know, I think when we start talking about the seeding, we have adults doing the seeding, where the student athletes did the playing, and it's not fair to them. I think they have somebody outside who may not have even seen them play during the year to say, I think they're a 6 or they're a 5 or whatever. I thought we totally, when we got away from that and the vote on districts, when I thought, boy, that's great. We're finally away from the human factor. And now we put it right back.
Well, unfortunately, we're right back there again. And at least I would have liked to have seen your 4 area winners be the highest 4 seeds, and then you cross bracket, just like we do in football. Can you imagine telling the football coaches, hey, we need you guys, we're now down to the final 8. We need the football coaches to seed the football tournament? I think we'd have a real problem on our hands. So I think we need to get some clear expectations and some guidance on the way that this needs to go moving forward, because it's not been. Again, you have to play everyone to win the tournament. We get that, but the seeding portion is really important for that first round.
You're exactly right. So then we move on to the TPS matchup. Booker T and Edison playing each other again.
Yes.
A week later, they were played a week ago.
They did. The 5A boys in that area, they played one another to advance to the state tournament, and that game was an overtime thriller. I really enjoyed watching that game, and it was really sad that one of our teams had to lose and one had to win. We feel like both those teams are state contenders, and then to turn around and feel almost you're excited that you get to the state tournament, but then to turn around and see that you're playing them again really didn't make a lot of sense to us. I'm having a hard time with that. And again, our coaches have worked hard, our kids have worked hard, and then to play the same team again, to say that Edison is a 6 seed when they've won 14 straight games and maybe the hottest team in the state, to say that they're a 6 seed and 2 teams that come out of the losers bracket are seated ahead of them, that's a tough one to have to sell and a tough one to have to take. So again, I always are going to defend our schools and our coaches for the work that they put in, and hope that, again, maybe we can do something different as we move forward, looking to next year's playoffs.
Well, I hope so. I hope that can happen through the committees and the rules committees and so on that they have. In our last 2 minutes here, what else is going on?
Well, I think the big thing right now, again, trying to get soccer going. Our soccer is going to be really, really good again. Gil had an upset right off the bat. Our Memorial boys beat East Central in overtime.
I saw that, yeah.
So again, I think that shows the competitive level of where we're at with our boys soccer. Our girls soccer continues to get better, but our boys soccer is just going to be dominant again. And similar to what you see in basketball and similar to what you've seen the last 2 years when we've had 5 of our 8 teams in one area or 5 of the 8 teams in the state tournament is a real testament to what our coaches do, our kids and the coaches and the work that they put in to be highly competitive and highly successful. Excited about that. And again, with all the spring sports starting now with track going and with tennis and golf, looking forward to a great season. I know Booker T's in a tennis tournament today, and they're going to be obviously have a chance to be pretty good. And those kids put in a lot of work, and Coach Williams at Booker T does a good job.
Kevin's done a good job.
And Coach Hines at Edison puts a lot of time in. So looking forward to our spring sports and some success for our kids across the board there.
That'll be fantastic. Any building projects that you're going to finish up?
Well, getting the groundbreaking started. We have not had official groundbreaking yet for our indoor facility at Hale High School. Excited about that. That's going to be quite a facility. I think we finally landed on what the blueprint and the plans are going to look like. We've had to obviously make some adjustments because the cost of goods has continued to increase, but from where we approved the bond. But that's going to be an exciting time, and really looking forward to being able to put that thing in motion.
Well, fantastic. Good luck to you and your teams as we start out the state tournament tomorrow. And we'll have you back to talk about the success that we've had here.
That sounds great. Thanks, Gil. We really appreciate it.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against one tough competitor, glass.
That's right. Only glass bottles and jars are recyclable. Don't even think about sinking a drink in glass or mirror. Always good to empty your glass bottles and jars before recycling.
These two get it, emptying both bottles from far out, and they remove the lids. Score big by recycling your glass bottles and jars. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field, and that it's the littlest things that will make all the difference in the long run.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with, not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. With our highly successful basketball programs, 5 teams qualified for the state tournament: Edison boys, Booker T boys, McLain boys, Rogers girls, and Booker T girls. We also highlighted our middle school wrestling program with Marlon Houston, and we finished out with Mick Wilson to talk about spring sports and the basketball tournament. Due to spring break, we will not be back on the air until the last week in March. Remember, enjoy your spring break, set your clocks back this weekend, and attend the OSSA playoffs in Oklahoma City. And we'll see you again on March the 27th with another episode of Inside Tulsa Athletics.